Jillian, please be quiet. We are going on to CO14, which is evaluating algebraic expressions. We've now covered all sorts of operations. We've done the order of operations. We've covered squaring. We've covered roots. We've done all that sort of stuff. Now we get to kind of practice that in bunches, to where I give you multiple variables in an expression. I give you values for the variables. You need to plug them in and then evaluate the expression. Okay, pretty straightforward here. It's just kind of more practice with where we've been, but kind of bringing it up to the next level here. So the first one, 12a minus n. What operations are involved in here? If you were to verbalize that, what would that be? What does that say, Melina?
Multiplication and subtraction.
Good. Right? 12 times a minus n. So whatever a is, we're multiplying that by 12 and then subtracting n. So looking up above here, right? I tell you a is 9, n is 20, and if there's an x, it's going to be negative 5. So you're going to rewrite this before you start solving them. You are going to rewrite them first with the numbers plugged in. Yes, it is. So much work.
No, this is actually easy.
And what's the point of just...
Sorry, I need to write out the expression with all the. You know, it was a lot of work writing these binders. That was
You
a lot
shouldn't
of work.
have done it then.
That
We
was a
like
lot
it
of work.
better without it.
Hold up.
There's Google.
Really? You want to look for a textbook?
You didn't write
No,
it.
we
I
don't
can give
want
you.
these.
I can give you textbook work.
We want to learn nothing.
I can put notes in a notebook. I can do all that
I'd
stuff.
rather.
Yeah, but I'm
So anyway,
free country.
12 times 9 minus 20. James, you're first going to now follow the order of operations. 12 times 9 is 108. Notice the work I'm showing here. You will be doing the same. Then 108 minus 20 gives you 88, and that is going to be your final answer. So you need to be writing out each expression with the values plugged in. You are showing me the steps that you are doing to solve them, like we did back in CO10 when we first covered the order of operations. Okay. Give me another one that you'd like to go over. Nolan.
2 times n plus 6.
Plus 10x?
Yes.
Great choice. Yeah. 2 times the sum of n and 6 plus 10x. He's looking at the second one in the second row. So like we did in the example, we're going to rewrite this with our variables plugged in. So n becomes a 20, because I tell you that n is going to be a 20. And then we're going to add to that 10 times negative 5, because x equals negative 5. Again, you were told that as well. Right? And now we're going to be underlining what we are going to be doing first, which is going to be our 20 plus 6. So that gives us 2 times 26 plus 10 times negative 5.
Okay, hold up.
This underline, show me what operation you are doing in each step.
Alright, 2 times...
Can we do both the multiplications in the same step now?
Yes.
Yes, we can, because we have to do each of them before we add anyway. So we might as well do them together. So in this case, 2 times 26 is 52. 10 times negative 5 is negative 50. And so our equation becomes 52 plus a negative 50. Right? And you think back to PO9, or PO8, sorry, when you add a negative number, what operation is that actually? Subtraction. So 52 plus negative 50, or 52 minus 50, is going to equal 2. So this is a nice review of several things. It's plugging in values in for a variable. It's order of operations. It's all the addition subtraction rules we learned in PO8. It's the sign rules we learned in PO9. The fact that a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay? All those things are kind of coming back here. Yes? Zeke?
Can you do the last one?
Sure. Any other questions about this one before we go on?
Can I try to solve that one?
The last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why don't we all do it? Take a 45 seconds or so. well, you're gonna get the answer anyway. Yeah, Aiden's trying to learn something, Jillian. You're gonna get the answer anyway, but try and find yourself first.
Wait, the
Because when it
last
comes
one?
to tests, I'm just not gonna give you
The
the
last
answers.
one, Mr. Schultz?
The last one. Give it a shot. 3x squared plus the root of 5n. Mind your order of operations, follow those, and I think that you will be successful. What have you done?
I thought you were telling James to do it.
No, all of you. 3x squared plus the root of 5n. Give it a shot. I will give you a little bit of a hint or a reminder. Since x is negative, you need to make sure that you include the negative sign in the squaring, right? So it's negative 5 times negative 5. Negative 5 times itself. So that's how it looks written out. Okay? And again, when you do the squaring, if you're using a calculator, make sure that you are including the negative sign with the squaring. It's negative 5 times negative 5. You will be able to use the calculator on the test, yes. Okay? But you need to make sure you're using it correctly, right? And this is one of those cases here. Do you have a question or an answer? Okay, I told Aiden that he could give it a shot, so we're going to let him try. No? Ethan's on it? All right, Ethan, what'd you get?
85.
85. Anyone else get 85?
Hang on. I'm almost done.
Well, let's give it a shot here. Okay? So when we do the squaring, negative 5 squared, in your calculator, there's a difference between this and this. Okay? Actually, I'm going to write these horizontally so we can talk a little more. There's a difference between negative 5 squared with parentheses. Folks, again, you can use a calculator, but if you don't know how to use it correctly, it's not very helpful. Okay? So this is important. When you square that negative 5, you must have parentheses. Because without parentheses, what you're telling your calculator to do is you're telling it to take negative 5 times 5. And negative 5 times 5 is what?
100. Oh, wait. Sorry.
80. Negative 25. What you want to do, because x is being squared and x is negative, you need to be squaring a negative number, which means what you want to have happen is negative 5 times negative 5. For your calculator to do that, you have to put the negative 5 in parentheses. Otherwise, it thinks, oh, you're only squaring the 5. You want your answer to be negative. Therefore, I will tell you it's negative 25. Because you want that negative number squared, it needs to be in parentheses, and that will give you the correct answer of positive 25, which is what you want. Okay? So when squaring a negative number, put it in parentheses, and your calculator will do it correctly. Right? The other thing we can do here is inside the root, we can multiply 5 and 20 to get 100. And then, breaking this down further, we can multiply 3 times 75, which is 75. We can also, in the same step, take the root of 100, which is 10. And we can do that, right? Because we have to do each of them individually before we add them anyway. And Ethan, I like where you were headed. 75 plus 10 is 85. Okay? So, the keys to this one, a calculator is very helpful, but it is a tool, and you must use tools correctly for them to work correctly, right? When you're squaring that negative, make sure you put it in parentheses. Jillian!
I got 85, but I got negative 85. Is that because of the negative?
No, if you would have done it this way, you should have gotten negative 65. Not negative 85, because you would still be adding 10 to a negative 75, which would be negative 65. So maybe, did you do the last part mentally?
No.
Okay, so if you didn't do the squaring correctly, you should have gotten negative 65, because adding 10 to a negative 75 brings you closer to 0, negative 65. The fact you got negative 85 tells me you subtracted 10, or went the wrong direction on the number line. So, hey! Oh, very well. Thank you for explaining. All right. I think you can do on your own.
Can I see that?
What about the big box?
You were taking.
Okay. All I want you to do for homework is this top section. Don't worry about the real world part. Okay. Only do the Mr. Heavy Pencil section. And that is going to be due tomorrow. You've got about 10 minutes to work on it now, so I anticipate the number game tomorrow. As long as everybody shows their work, I'm worried that's where people are going to falter. Make sure you must show your work. What you see here is what I need to see on your page for the rest of these tomorrow. Okay? Make sure you are writing out the expression. You are underlining each step. Use a calculator to check your answer, for sure. Okay? But I need to see how you get there by hand as well. Zeke!
Do we have to show our work on the test?
You never need to show work on a test, because at that point you're showing me what you can do. It's like the game, it's like the performance, it's the, during the practice, that's why I want to see every single step. Right?
But in the game, you have to show.
In practice, you practice the play as it is supposed to be run perfectly. You assume the defense will do exactly what you want it to do, so you could run to this spot and you'll be open. But in a game, you have to improvise a little bit. Really? I know nothing?
Yes.
Yeah. Just about sports.
Wow,
Okay,
Melina.
I have an honest.
My
Good.
goodness.
Are you still recording?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna save it so we're off the record? Yeah.
You can hear me.
Yep.
So people can hear what we're saying to you.
Yes. Which is why I'm gonna learn how to splice these up for spring conference.
It's okay.
It'll be a montage.
Montage
of
Don't even go to you said anything bad.
You're a great
Yeah.
teacher.
You said that at the
And
beginning.
you know what I do with constructive criticism?
Stop!
I
You
reflect.
didn't say that.
I improve. I come back better and stronger than the day before. James.
See, you always say you improved. What's the last thing you improved? Because
Today, I'm better than I was yesterday.
It's not to make us cry.
You're making your father
I
proud.
never want to make you cry.
You know, school
You
is
should say
leading.
that to
I
Greg.
highly doubt that.
Wait till you get to being an adult.
No, Laser being dropped out of high school and he's living in a $5 million mansion.
One person out of 8 billion,
Nope.
the exception.
LeBron had about 1.8
GPA in high school and he's a
Exception.
billionaire.
That
Yep.
does not matter.
If you are going to be the LeBron James of your future profession, then you're set for life.
Yay.
Very good job.
Dropped out of high school, boys.
All right, folks, that's how you math. Just
Yeah,
easier
don't forget to
to do for tomorrow.